Unfortunately, human beings aren't born with encyclopedic knowledge of pop culture.
No way.
So why are children's movies often stuffed to the brim with references, jokes, and innuendo? Well, probably has to do with the parents who have to bring their kids to the theaters. Sure, keep the kids happy with bright colors and outlandish characters, but you better keep the parents happy too if you want them to come back for more. Here are 10 popular movie scenes everyone misunderstood as kids. The Dirty Hoe in The Cat in the Hat. You may not recognize him at first, but The Cat in the Hat, made famous by Dr. Seuss's famous children's book, was played under a layer of makeup by comedian Mike Myers. The former Austin Powers was no stranger to adult humor, and he peppered his performance with improvisational asides that sometimes skirted the barriers of good taste. One example? He refers to a certain gardening tool as a dirty hoe.
Dirty hoe?
Hopefully most kids didn't understand the second meaning of this term, but the widow of Dr. Seuss was so upset that she refused to allow any more live-action adaptations to be made. The hooker toy in Toy Story. When Woody and the gang are taken to Sid's house, they're exposed to all kinds of mutant toy travesties. Sid has a habit of pulling toys apart and reassembling them with each other's parts, like Babyface, built from a baby doll head, and director set spider legs. But one toy in particular came with a pun for the parents in the audience. Notice the pair of female doll legs with a crane and a hook for a torso? That's right. The toy character known as Legs is a visual metaphor for a hooker. Get it? Yeah, neither did we. Sloths at the DMV in Zootopia. When Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde arrive at Zootopia's Department of Mammal Vehicles to run down some license plates, they come face to face with the slowest civil servants around, sloths. Kids might laugh because the frustrated rabbit is in a hurry, but the sloth struggles even to let out a sentence. However, parents know all too well how long a trip to the DMV can take, and are laughing because of how well it reflects real life. Perhaps that's not completely fair to DMV employees, but we hope they can take a joke. The Condom balloon in The Mask. Perhaps The Mask isn't really a children's movie, but so many kids were entertained by the rubber-faced Jim Carrey that it may as well have been. During one of The Mask's many gags, the superhuman force of nature sets up an old-timey carnival stand and starts making balloon animals for his would-be assailants. After making a balloon giraffe, however, he pulls out a used condom and declares, "Sorry, wrong pocket," throwing it aside. While kids probably assume it's just another balloon, maybe already popped, most adults will recognize that contraceptive device for what it is. Mary Jane and Scooby-Doo. Let's get real for a second. Scooby-Doo was a beloved Saturday morning cartoon for many, but it's no secret that it's also loved and adored by legions of stoner fans. Between Shaggy's easygoing manner and the psychedelic-looking mystery machine, of course stoners were going to adopt the 60s TV show as their own, so it should come as no surprise in the 2002 movie when Shaggy's love interest says that her name is Mary Jane, a slang word for marijuana. Shaggy immediately responds, like, "That is my favorite name." And who are we to disagree? Sexual innuendo in Mrs. Doubtfire. Rumor has it that Robin Williams ad-libbed so many dirty jokes on the set of Mrs. Doubtfire that producers could have cut an NC-17 version of the movie if they'd wanted to. Fortunately, that didn't happen, and the movie became a favorite for a generation of kids. However, those children probably didn't understand half the things Mrs. Doubtfire said during the movie, like the string of euphemisms for oral sex that Williams let out during a family dinner with his character's romantic rival. Granted, some parents were probably at loss too, at least until he mentions cunning linguistics. A circumcision joke in the Rugrats movie. Rugrats has been praised for its rare depiction of Jewish childhood in mainstream children's entertainment. And that didn't stop at episodes about Passover and Hanukkah. Right after Tommy's little brother Dill is born in the Rugrats movie, he's moved to a hospital room full of traumatized newborns. When they all start singing, "The world is new to me," one of the babies opines, "Man, they cut my cord," while another looks inside his diaper and declares, "You should consider yourself lucky." He's referring, of course, to his circumcision. But kids watching Rugrats may not have been introduced to the concept yet. Formerly Lehman Brothers in Despicable Me. When Gru needs a loan in Despicable Me, he heads straight to the Bank of Evil. When he gets there, a small sign above the door reads, "Formerly Lehman Brothers." This film was released in 2010, just 2 years after the financial crisis of 2008, and many parents were probably still feeling the pinch. The Lehman Brothers were an investment bank thought to be partially responsible for the crisis, hence the gag. While many adults probably guffawed at the joke, this reference to the national economy probably went over a lot of heads as well. The kids probably preferred the Minions. The creepy bus driver in Hocus Pocus. When the 3 resurrected witches, all burned at the stake during the Salem witch trials, arrive in present day, they have some odd requests. Bette Midler's witch tells a Salem bus driver, "We desire children," and he responds, "It may take me a few tries, but I don't think there'll be a problem." Yes, this beloved children's classic, which gained cult status by airing every Halloween on ABC Family, contains sexual innuendo. And honestly, this one's not even that hard to figure out for anyone who knows about the birds and the bees. The only explanation is that children don't have the filthy minds we do. Blacklight, Jackson Pollock, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Like a few other movies on this list, Guardians of the Galaxy isn't strictly for children. That said, when your movie contains a talking raccoon and a sentient tree, kids are gonna watch it. Still, there's a bit more room for innuendo in a Marvel movie like this one. Like when Star-Lord says his spaceship would look like a Jackson Pollock painting under blacklight.
If I had a blacklight, this would look like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Pollock gained fame by using a technique known as drip painting, which left drops and splashes of different colors painted on the canvas. Why would Star-Lord's ship look like that? Honestly, anyone who has ever been a teenage boy probably already knows. So what do you think of our list? Are there any more jokes that went completely over your head as a kid? Join the discussion in the comments below and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this one.